Hey, FANVERSATION, I'm Yael Tygiel, the big host for the big fans, and I am talking to Mercedes Morris and Rebecca Kwan about their new show on Paramount Plus called SkyMed. Hello, welcome. I'm so excited to talk to you, Mercedes, Rebecca. Thank you for joining me on FANVERSATION. Let's start with who are your characters on SkyMed? Tell me a little bit about them.
So I play Emma Lynn, and she's an ER nurse, which is isolated in this kind of little bungalow metal box thing that's in North House. And she's kind of going through this whole self-discovery journey of always knowing what she was going to do since she was little, and she always had a plan. But the moment that she gets up north, everything kind of derails and life kind of just happens for her really fast. And she learns really quickly what she really wants out of life and what she doesn't.
I love that. Mercedes.
Sounds good. I play Lexi Martine. She starts her journey in Thompson being a rampee. She's always loved flying. She's always had a dream to be a pilot. And even though it's a bit of a boy's world, she stays determined and focused, and she has her eye on the prize. I don't want to spoil too much, but that's Lexi. She's just so driven. So you'll see where she ends up.
This show is so fascinating. I'm going to be honest. I did not know that SkyMed was a thing. How much did you know about the concept, I guess, of medicine in the sky?
Well, I like to watch like the Discovery Channel. I love exploring in nature and all that stuff. So yes, I've seen a few like documentaries on medevacs going to rescue people. Hey, I didn't know about all the romance and the drama and all the excitement that could come with it, right? And I think that's what makes our show so special, because you see their work life, but you also see their personal life, and things could get juicy or not. Hey, but yeah, it's a wild ride for sure.
Honestly, I'd always seen like helicopters flying by with, the plus sign on it and stuff like that, but I hadn't really thought too much deeper into it. I mean, I understand like there's definitely certain type of crazy incidences that happen that require, airplanes to save someone's life, but I definitely never thought that I would be on a show about it, which kind of is insane, but it's so exciting. The moment that I got the audition, I remember reading and being like, wow, what an insane lifestyle. Like it would be something new almost every day, I would suppose, right?
The show does like split medical people and plain people, is how we just call it.
Right.
So, as a medical person, what have you learned? Like, what medical knowledge have you learned from the show?
Oh man. So never in my wildest dreams did I ever really imagine myself in the medical field. But what I did learn was I learned the Heimlich. I learned how to do a IV properly. There's something for a certain kind of heart attack. You administer a certain type of spray. I know how to do that properly. I also know how to do a crike, which is, I know it sounds crazy.
I know.
Doing a full incision on someone's throat and then inserting a breathing tube. But in our case, we use something a little more pedestrian, I guess. Go. And
can I guess? Is it a pen?
No, but very, very close. Very, very close.
Okay.
You'll have to watch to find out what it is, but it's stuff like that I was like, oh my gosh, we're doing this. This is saving someone's life. This is crazy. Like I wouldn't have ever been able to. At a certain point, my friends were like, oh, so are you kind of a nurse now? And I was like, I know a little, a little 1-2 here and there, but I don't know if I can save your life on a whim. So it was a big learning curve in that sense, I guess.
And Mercedes, what about you? Did you learn pilot things? Did you?
Oh, yes, things? I did. It's to the point where I'm very tempted to actually go out and get my pilot license, because I learned so much and I genuinely have an interest in it now. Even like when I'm on the plane, I've been traveling a lot lately, and I can tell when they're putting the flaps up. I was like, okay, they need us to slow down. Okay, they just changed the propeller motion because we're going in for landing. I can hear when the landing gear is going down. And I'm just like, just give me my stripes already. Give me my pilot stripes. I got this. I can land this plane. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, it's this like new interest that I never thought I would have. Like Rebecca said, never in a million years, but here we are. And I'm really, really proud of the representation that provides as well. Being a Black female pilot, it's like, I want little girls to see this show and be like, Mom, look, and create this new interest and new spark in this job, in this field. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, this show, speaking of representation, is beautifully diverse, which is so nice. That's one of the things I love about Canadian TV is how beautifully diverse it is. But also, as you were saying earlier, Mercedes, there's a lot of drama. There's a lot of romance. In SkyMed, we have our pilots and our medical professionals essentially living and working together, spending all of their free time together.
Yes.
They seem really bonded. But have you all bonded off screen?
Oh my goodness.
So close. You
We are
have no
so
idea.
close. Especially me and Mercedes, I think both of us being from Toronto, we had so much in common. Actually, we were on the same flight on the way to Manitoba on our first day, and she was actually in the same row as I was. And I remember thinking like, I think she's Lexi. I think she's Lexi. And the moment our car picked us up, I was like, and we had this whole conversation about growing up in Toronto and who we were just as people. I was like, I like this girl a lot.
I like this girl a lot.
Yeah. And ever since, we've been really close. But our bond with the cast is crazy as well. We just somehow all of us had this innate bond from like how we've grown up or like the experiences that we've had together. I mean, sorry, apart before we came together. And we bonded on a next emotional level in that sense.
Very deep. We opened up to one another very early on, and we built such a sense of like trust and just like security. Like we know we have one another's backs. And I think that's what you need as a medevac, as a team. You need to feel safe and secure. And I'm truly honored. I can say that I've never had that experience with casts on any other project I've ever worked on. So this is definitely, it's something special. I'm very grateful. Very.
So beautiful. I want to know, if you were stranded on a desert island, which character, not person, but which character would you want on that island with you, either to save you or to entertain you or for whatever other reason?
Oh, wow.
Okay, I think Rebecca and I might have the same answer. Girl, if we really, really think about this, we need Chopper.
I was just gonna say Praneet. I was gonna say Chopper hands down, because he's so logical, methodical. He was an engineer. He could fly a plane, anything. He could float. He could fly, float, swim, anything. He's got our backs.
He's
Chopper
creative.
Sure.
I would say Chopper. Thank you.
Chopper.
Thank you, girl.
We're on the same page, I'm telling you.
Wow. Tell me more about this character, because right now the promos are teasing him as really great at what he does, not so great at flirting.
Yeah.
I will say this, as a fan of Praneet, disagree. He doesn't need to flirt.
Praneet's got more game than he lets on for sure. And so does Chopper.
So would you say that Praneet is like his character? Is he very similar to Chopper?
Oh my gosh. He was made for the role of Chopper. I think him and Jamie. So Jamie's the real life character that Chopper was emulated after. They had so much in common as well the moment Praneet and Jamie met. And it was just meant to be. Just so meant to be.
Yes. And I won't forget, there's a few moments on set where we weren't rolling and Praneet would just blurt out something. And you're kind of like, you are so in character. Like you are your character. Like
you're so Chopper.
You're so Chopper, So it's natural. And you'll see it in the show. Everyone's performance is like really natural because in this crazy way, we're all so similar to our characters.
Well, tell me a little bit more about how Mercedes is like Lexi.
Well, I'm a very driven, like hardworking person. I'm the eldest in my family. And with that comes a lot of like responsibility. But I'd like to set the bar high and kind of surpass people's expectation of me. Like, of course, I do it for myself. And I think you have to be centered and like go inward and just like focus, because we have big dreams. Like, I have this big dream of being this successful actor. Lexi has this big dream of being the successful pilot, right? And there's so much things in society and family and friends, so many naysayers or haters, things that can be obstacles possibly. But you have to be focused and just eye on the prize. I think that's why I connect so well with her, because we love what we do and we do what we love, period.
What about you, Rebecca?
For me and Emma, the one thing that I can never get over was how much we both love to plan. Like, there's something about the parallels between our characters that my mind was completely blown. Like, I love the safety that a plan has. And I'm currently experiencing so many changes in my life where I'm like, this did not go to plan at all. And I completely feel like Emma right now, which is so crazy because life does really imitate art. I love that she takes her job extremely seriously and she's extremely competent in her job. That's the one thing that she's very, very serious about. And you'll see in the show as well, she plays hard, but she also works even harder. And I love that duality about her, about how much fun Emma could have and how much she lets herself have fun and explore the things that she needs to discover herself. And I like that even though she gets kind of lost along the way, she's more determined than ever to figure out exactly who she is and to come back home to herself. So we're very similar in that sense.
Who would you say is the least like their character?
I think Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy?
I would say Tommy.
Yeah, I would say Tommy.
Thomas, yes.
So Novak is very stoic, very, very serious and very still and just very calm, I guess. Tommy is the most unique, fun-loving, wild personality I have ever met. I love Tommy so much, but he's I would say he's the most different from Novak for sure.
Yeah, he's a free spirit.
I love it.
He's a free spirit, but he also, knows when to ground himself and be serious. And so I think that's the part of himself that he really holds on to when he becomes his character. I would love to see more Thomas come through in season 2. So fingers crossed for that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I'm so excited for everyone to see SkyMed. I love everything about this show. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much. Pleasure. Mwah.